All right, KettleBar podcast number 9. We're going to be talking about a few different things today. First of all, I'm Dennis Timmerman.
Travis Klinghagen.
Nick Ridenauer.
All right, so 9th week, we've got 2 months down, starting into the holiday season. We're going to be talking about our, is it a hinge or a deadlift seminar?
Deadlift.
Deadlift and squat seminar we got coming up somewhere around the beginning of the year. When you guys see this video, not on Facebook Live, but on YouTube, we'll have all the details worked out. We'll have an event created. You go to the Facebook page, Primal Sioux Falls, and sign up for that. Yeah. So first of all, thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it if you're watching. If you like the channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave us comments, let us know what you think. That's why we're doing it. It's for you guys. So, we're here on a Sunday morning hanging out. Could be doing other stuff, but we're doing this, so.
Yeah, I think it's been going well so far.
Totally.
We're on a roll. Again, number 9.
Yep. We got some momentum. We got to keep that going. We're coming into the holidays, so we're going to have to maybe shift things around to make it still consistent, but
we got this.
we're going to do it.
Yep.
So we're going to keep bringing you guys stuff, and I feel like I'm not picking up on the microphone here.
I don't know. You're trying the new thing, so
We should be good there, so
that'll still pick it up,
yes.
and you can put it on that.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I haven't been posting the audio. I've only been posting YouTube, so.
Oh, okay.
So this is all like redundant kind of right now. Unless I'm going to post the audio, which I plan on doing.
What?
This looks cool.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were explaining what redundant was to me.
Redundant?
Yeah. No, I know what that means.
Are you
but
sure?
Yeah. I do.
All right, so.
But yeah, so the deadlift squat. We're going to be kind of diving into each one of those movements. You kind of mentioned the hinge already there, because that pertains into a lot of other exercises too. So I think if we can knock out 1, the deadlift, and then 2, the squat, you'll be set up for a lot of exercises in the gym.
Right.
I think a lot of people have a hard time like differentiating.
Just say it fast. That's what I do.
Differentiating. I think a lot of people have a hard time doing that though between the two. Like you tell them to do a deadlift, turns into a squat.
Right.
They can't separate the two.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
And that's the beginner. But even if somebody who has a high level of training could still come and learn quite a bit.
Right. So yeah, it doesn't matter where you are in your fitness journey. We have more technique for you to learn.
Right.
So come in, we'll play with your foot placement, hand placement, a bunch of different angles, some tricks that we've learned over time that, might help you figure out where your body and how it's moving and stuff like that. Different cues, all that jazz. That's going to make you just more solid as a lifter or a fitness goer. So
Totally.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you just want to learn, a different stance, or if you're a conventional puller, you want to learn some sumo or vice versa, or if you're worried about how wide stance squats, close stance, all that, we can mess with all that.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And hopefully we have a good time. Hopefully we have a good turnout.
Yeah.
Kind of create a little party out of it too. So it's
Deadlift party.
Right.
That's right.
It's the best kind.
So if you want to be a part of that, again, like Dennis said, he's going to be creating a page on Facebook. Make sure to let us know that you're interested or want to come. So get on that.
Let us plan a little bit ahead in advance as far as what to expect and all that. That's helpful.
Right.
Helps us get set up for the whole thing and keeps us excited, motivated to keep doing stuff for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That should be fun. And like I think the same as you were saying, you know, it doesn't matter what level you're at either.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if you think you know everything, I mean, I've been doing it years and I'm still tweaking, playing, messing around, trying to figure out what feels better, what doesn't. And there's times I spend too much time on things that just aren't working and I'll scrap them, but I'm always throwing stuff around, you know, ideas off you guys, and it's just, you know, learning experience. If you think you know it all, come in.
It's also too something
Totally.
where
That's a good point. Yeah.
where if you feel like maybe doing those movements, you've been trying to do them in the gym and they don't feel good, or you have, like, let's say knee pain, which is a common one. Well,
Or deadlifts hurt your back.
Right, or deadlifts hurting your back. So there might be some things there that we can either do with the exercise, so the deadlift or the squat, or we can, you know, give you some hints on how to rehab those so that you can go back into those movements. Again, like with some sort of mobility or activation drill, something like that, just to kind of learn how to put your body in a better position so you're not having those pains. So that's probably, might be the most useful thing out of this seminar, is just being able to do everything pain-free. So
Yeah, pain is a limiting factor for a lot of people. And deadlifts are good for your back. If you have back pain, you need to deadlift.
Right. The other thing too is I know we preach a lot about strength and everything, but it's technique is key, even in a simple thing like a deadlift. I mean, it can raise your numbers and keep the knee pain, back pain, all that stuff away with the correct technique. So
Totally.
you want to move real weight and in a healthy, safe way, you got to learn that technique.
Strength will take you so far, like, without technique. Once you get to a certain level of strength, if you don't have the technique dialed in, bad shit's gonna happen.
yep, you go to Snap City real quick.
Totally. So yeah, sometimes you can outmuscle your own well-being pretty much. Yep.
We do that a lot.
I was just gonna say,
Don't do what we do, just do what we say.
Right.
You know.
So, well, yeah, and the holiday season's coming around too, so maybe we can kind of talk about, you know, what can we do to improve our fitness during the holiday season, even though it's like kind of the hardest season to do it, because again, time constraints, the food is probably
Time to bulk up.
I mean, so really, let's say, I mean, this is kind of hard, depends on the goals, but how does somebody keep on their fitness goal during this time period?
Habits.
yeah, I would
Having
say,
healthy habits that you can maintain throughout, you know, the temptation and all that. Like, if you've already established habits, then hell yeah. But if you're just getting started, like, don't wait until after the holidays to start trying to build those habits. Like, get into a routine right now, a week before Thanksgiving, but whatever, you know. A lot of holiday parties, Christmas parties, all that stuff. Don't fall into that trap and just like, well, it's here, so I'm going to do it. Like,
right. And I would say if you do, just get right back on. I mean, too many people mess up once and they're like, oh, fuck it, I'm off the rest of the time.
I'm gonna wait until New Year's.
No, just, you know.
a cheat day or a cheat meal turns into a cheat day, into a cheat weekend, until, you know,
and then
a
it's
week.
2
and
months
fuck it,
Yeah, if you mess up.
Oh, and I gained 20 pounds over that 2 months. I was doing so good.
Yeah.
You
If
know.
you mess up, have something, you know, too many people get to feeling guilty, and, you know, it's like, no, just, okay, so you had it. Just go right back to what you were doing, get back on it, you know.
And if you're going to do it, like, enjoy it.
Right.
You know. Savor that shit. Like,
It's the same thing. One bad meal isn't going to make you fat, just like one good meal isn't going to make you skinny.
one workout isn't going to give you a
Just
six-pack.
get right back into it and keep as consistent with it as you can.
Totally.
Yeah, and then remind yourself of your goals too. So, or why you're doing it. What's your purpose? So, you know, you're going through this process. So, especially like, you know, you can definitely have like the snacks and stuff, all that jazz. But if you have a problem with like cutting it off, you know, once you start, you know, it's just a snowball effect.
Yeah, I was going to say that's totally me.
Right.
Like,
I mean, that's a lot of people, right? I mean, who wouldn't? So
we're hardwired to do that. If we have an abundance of stuff, like our DNA is telling us, hey, you might want to stock up.
yeah.
Winter's
coming,
especially
right?
since winter's coming.
Right.
But winter technically doesn't really come
Mhm.
in that sense. Like, we still have access to nutrition.
Mhm.
You can still get frozen vegetables, frozen fruits, even here in the Midwest,
Yeah.
where everything's fucking frozen right now.
But yeah, you got to remember too that think about your goals when you going for the snacks, stuff like that, because those are usually the meals. Like holiday meals are generally not actually as
Protein, carbs, and
I probably eat better.
Yeah.
Because I actually get more vegetables and everything, and it's my quantity that I
so the quantity's a little higher.
down.
So and that'll definitely get you, but it's usually a lot of the snacking. From what I've seen, is the snacks get a little crazy.
Lots of sweet treats and that type of stuff.
Right. Those Oreo cake balls or whatever.
Oh yeah, those are so good.
I could eat those for days.
They make me sick. I eat so many of them damn things.
Well, yeah, see, but just remind yourself of why you're doing it, because I think people get into the mode where it's the holidays and they're like, oh, this is the time where I can do this. When they just forgot about last week when they had those pizza rolls, and the week before.
Right.
It's like you're doing this all year long, so don't think that you're treating yourself in this holiday season.
You're just accepting it right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So, don't play that game. Just remind yourself of where you were and where you're going and your goals and everything like that, and stay on track, because it's really easy to get off and then not get back on, like Nick was saying. So, but
I would say if you done right too, I think it's a good chance that you could build up your metabolism through the holidays too if you done right. It's gonna be more. A lot of people get into the not eating enough. You know what I mean? And then it comes around to this season. If you do it right, keep working out, because I think that's a lot of it too. People, eat like that. They say, then they stop going to the gym. I'll just wait till my New Year's resolution's coming up. So then they're eating like shit. They're not working out. At least keep working out. Start utilizing the nutrients you are getting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you can build up a metabolism by eating.
Yeah, you might notice you're eating a little bit more, you're snacking a little more, but as long as you keep the workouts going and you're pushing those hard, you might feel great.
Right.
And you might see some benefits out of it.
Well, hey, I'm finally recovering from all these hard workouts.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, over that process, over a month or two, your metabolism is going to start to fire even harder.
Right.
So then that's great for that next coming year. So then when you need to, shed some weight for your vacation or something like that, you're going to be primed and ready to go. So that's a great point.
To a certain extent.
Right. Yeah.
But then you also have you have room to cut back down too.
Right.
Because that's something we talked about that before.
Yeah, it's just raising your ceiling up. Yep.
Right. Exactly. So that's how I look at the holidays. Like, all right, I'll usually start lifting a little heavier, just to get that going. And like, well, I might as well take advantage of the extra food I'm going to be getting, because I'm not worried about cutting down. I'm fine where I'm at. So when I go to the holidays, I eat, like I said, like an asshole. I eat, like I told you guys, I almost threw up the other day. And it's just, and it's not throwing up because I ate a bunch of sweets. I just ate way too much. I don't eat 3 platefuls. And I eat real fast. I'm not a slow eater. I eat till
gotta chew that shit up, man.
Yeah. No, it's just like the mentality though during the holidays. It's like you gotta eat it.
Well,
right?
I'm just trying to get towards the candy and the cake.
Yeah.
It's like by the time I get there, I only have 1 piece because I'm so damn full. So
I think you mentioned something good though, like about the mindset of everything. Like, look at it as an opportunity. Like, this is a chance to actually get better and stronger. Like, don't look at it like, oh, it's going to be so hard. It's going to be so difficult. It's going to be a big struggle. Like, use it as an opportunity, because, like, if you get through this holiday season in a better spot than you are right now, like, imagine how easy it's going to be when, like, that's the normal. That's what everybody's trying to do. Like, New Year's comes around, like, oh, shit, everybody's got to get in shape now. That's going to be the normal thing, but you're already going to have that momentum built up over these, next 6 weeks?
6 weeks.
Something like that. And then think about that next 6 weeks and the next 6 months after that. Like,
Yeah.
You're gonna
I
be
mean, honestly, nobody even gets started at New Year's, like January 1st. That's not when people go to the gym.
Oh, hell no.
It's a month or two down the road
Totally.
after that, because you still have Christmas parties, New Year's stuff, all that stuff. That's still going on. It's
well, there's going to be a lot of good sales out there, I'm sure, for gym memberships come New Year's.
Yep. And so yeah, just you might as
I'll
well
do one of those.
might as well start it now. You know,
Yeah.
Start that process now, and if you need help, just come in. We'll gladly help you with how to create those habits, and because once you start them, and you start doing them for a while, then they just become easy.
Right. And yeah, when you're talking about goals and everything earlier too, or your motivation too, I think too many people fall into, well, I want to look good. Well, what do you want to look good for? You need to find something more than just wanting to look good, because you'll fall off real quick on that.
Yeah. There's only unless you're like a competitor for like bodybuilding.
Right.
That's really the only time where looks is really the main driver.
Right.
Where, when you dig deeper into somebody's why, it's usually, they want more energy to play with kids.
Right.
Or they don't want to feel 90 years old when they're waking up and they're only 30.
Right.
So stuff like that, those are your motivators. It's like, remember, like, when you were getting out of bed, like, I can attest to this, just even, we were talking about this earlier with the caffeine. I don't roll out of bed anymore where I feel like death.
Like you got to have caffeine.
Right. And, so that was my goal of creating that habit where I didn't need it, and it was hard because every time I would just I'd see one of those and I just want it, but just remind yourself of the reason why you're doing it, and it's because it's like I need to change something where I don't feel terrible every time I wake up.
Right.
So kind of find that why and revert back to that again.
Yeah.
When things get hard, that's
what's going to
that's your keystone right there. Yeah, that's what's going to keep you going.
Yep.
Right.
And even let other people know that you're doing this process too, because having a good support system is always going to be more beneficial. It's hard to do things by yourself, because especially during the holidays, and that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves. I remember when I was really trying to be as lean as possible when I was a track athlete and going to holiday things, and your family just gives you so, like, the people closest to you who think that would support you the best would make you feel terrible for your wanting to eat better.
Eat
and
this,
it's
try
like,
this.
It's like, so that's pretty hard. So if you can make people understand, like, this is really important to you, and that this is why you're doing it, it's not just a simple, I want to lose weight. It's, I am doing it for this reason. I am doing this for my kids. I'm doing this, like, this is why I'm doing it, so you can back the hell off, something like that,
Well, I think it could light a fire up under other people too that want to do something, that see other people take that step, and you can do it. Well, shit, I think I can do it.
People,
or, hey, can you help me out? Or how are you doing it?
They'll start doing it, like, let's say if I'm doing it, and then another person is like wants to give me crap just because it's something that I think that they want to do, but they're not willing to take that step, and so they're kind of wanting you not to take that step so they don't feel as bad.
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna inevitably run across a few people like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just life.
So.
A lot of it too is like, it's hard for them to like accept that change. Like, they see you as a certain way.
Right.
So like you're saying, I'm changing all this stuff about myself. They're like, well, I don't want to lose the guy that I know. You know what I'm saying? So part of that could be like them trying to protect themselves from like losing you. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you make it clear that like the new you is going to be so much better and so much more, whatever, like healthier, your why.
The why. Yep.
Like, how could they argue with that?
Right.
How could that be a bad thing? Right?
I bet I could argue with it.
Well, I mean,
so
we all know that. But
yeah, no. Just remember, like, when people kind of give you crap about it, like, they're not living your life. So just kind of make your decisions, stick with them, and let it roll off.
Stick to your story. Yeah.
So,
Right. I mean, you got to be nice to vegans every once in a while. So.
Right. Jack Wagons, so he's eating up all the green beans.
Where my damn green beans go?
My damn green beans. So yeah, that's
and that's diet wise, you know. So, but what about fitness wise? Like, does anything need to change? I know there's time problems, you know, like with people. So
Yeah,
what can they do?
You're gonna miss workouts.
Yeah.
I mean, this is where you're gonna, you know, go into like the seminars we're talking about. Once you learn hip hinges, squats, deadlifts, stuff like that, you can do things at home really quickly that can still, you know, go towards your goal. You know, if you have whatever day you have, there are things you can do at home really quick. Just even if you're working on mobility or I mean anything, just as long as you're moving around. You know, if you're gonna miss something, you can do something for 5 to 10 minutes that can set your body up good for the whole day. You know, so
yeah.
Just kind of depends on, you know, how you have your workout set up. I think. So I can't really dive too much into it unless, you know, I knew exactly what it was.
The specifics, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, no, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there. With you got a lot, you know, whatever amount of time that you can to doing just something. It really doesn't matter what. Just do something, and that's going to keep you creating that habit and sticking to that habit of I'm doing this much work or frequency throughout the week of I'm doing 5 workouts, 3 workouts, whatever, and you're doing that amount. And then 2, it's just keeping everything lit up, so the metabolism's still going and stuff like that, and you don't fall into that pit of just like not doing any activity.
Utilizing what food you're using a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna put this out there too.
Check this.
At the same point, don't start eating just a shit ton and just going to town and thinking you're gonna be able to work out enough to offset a lot. So don't get all crazy and do 2 workouts a day and all
that
this
was
shit.
something
Like,
I wanted to mention. Yeah.
Right. Like that doesn't.
You can't outwork out a bad diet.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So we're talking about eating like that. I mean, you still have to be conscious about stuff like that. Just you know. Just because you know you're going to eat a whole bunch of it doesn't mean you wake up at 5 in the morning, do a workout, another workout at noon, workout later. I mean, some people get crazy around
like
the holidays.
You can negate a lot of bad eating through working out, but it's like, why?
Right.
It's like a trap that you get sucked into.
It's like,
It's
like spend your time doing something else. You know, go make something.
Is it worth it? Is all that garbage like really worth it?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's pretty good for a few minutes.
Hell, I would even say take advantage of Black Friday. Don't sit at home and do your Black Friday on the internet. Go out and at least walk around.
Yeah,
you know,
people.
Get out and be, you know, move. You know, I mean that's what it's getting to now. Is we got Black Fridays,
Cyber Monday, man.
Shit, get out and actually go buy something. Support your local.
Push some folks out of the way. Get a little push-pull action, anti-rotation.
I'm sure you're
load up a cart. Load up a cart just for no reason.
Yeah. Well, shit. I mean, go load up a cart, buy some stuff, go drop it off at a homeless shelter or something. Do something. Get out. You know what I mean? Just move. That's the biggest thing. It's getting cold. You got to move. You got to get outside.
You're going to burn a lot more calories if you're not bundling up all the time as well. Like just being cold is going to help you burn more calories throughout the day. So don't overdo it. Travis, he doesn't even wear a coat.
Never will.
Ever. Ever.
Yeah, grab a shovel too, you know?
Yeah.
We haven't really had any snow, but man, you want a shoulder burn.
Yeah.
Get the shovel out. Do something like that.
Well, that goes right into that seminar too.
I was going to say that's a hip hinge right there.
Right, yeah.
Doing a hip hinge.
I do
don't
reps,
be
10 on the left, 10 on the right.
I think that's a good point. I don't do that. And I need to.
I switch it up, keep it even. But yeah, shoveling. Holy shit, how many people is my back, you know. So yeah, if you just learning how to hip hinge, save your shoveling too.
I had a client last winter who she was telling me she was shoveling the driveway and all that. She's like, I was amazed my back didn't hurt afterwards because I knew how to brace my core and use my body instead of just fucking myself up the whole time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I was like, imagine that.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's, why I would probably say a majority of people are, fitness is, hopefully it translates over into better quality of living.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So
that's our That's our goal. Like,
Right.
you know,
I mean,
if
there's
you're
those
an
people-
athlete,
Yeah.
there's things you got to do. There's
Mhm.
sacrifices you got to make there. But if you're just a normal person, why do you want to do all this crazy shit where you're crushing yourself all the time? Like,
Mhm.
Right.
do you want to feel better instead of the other way?
Yeah. And after a big meal too, get out and do a little walking.
Yeah.
And don't just go sit down. You get that rock in your stomach.
That improves digestion.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gets the blood to the stomach and
Mhm.
everything. Get up, move around, take your dog for a walk, take your neighbor's dog for a walk, or just walk yourself.
Take yourself for a walk.
You can come walk my dogs.
Yeah. You got waivers for that?
We could probably whip something
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
A couple of them probably for Charleston.
Yeah.
So what else we got? So we're just like shooting from the hips. Like this shit's like unscripted, unrehearsed. We're
Mhm.
literally coming up with like what we're gonna talk about as we go here. Like we don't have an agenda. We're just bullshitting here. So when we have these moments where we're like don't really know what to talk about next, it's just because like
We don't know what to talk about next.
we're just what it's just like I don't know.
Well, I got plenty of shit to talk about, but it's so you guys have I'm all over the place, so I can't keep on track. So
We do that a lot, but like we do want to bring you guys like our goal. I think I don't know if we really talked about this a whole lot, but like our goal with this is like to bring knowledge to you guys. Like
Mhm.
there's a lot of information out there, but like
there's a lot stuck in here. I'm hoping people can ask me about and make me remember.
well, and that's the thing.
Right.
Like I don't think like just giving everybody like more information is really like effective. There's so much information out there. Like we want like
We want to relate to the people that we work with, right? Or
Right.
like our community.
right.
So it doesn't help if we're talking about I don't know, just
What's the word we couldn't pronounce?
autophagy. Yeah. So that kind of, I don't know, just something like that. Like if it doesn't relate to you, it's not going to help you.
Right.
So we want to make it so again, and that's where you guys can help us out. Where it's like asking the questions or
Mhm.
anything, any little thing. We can bring it up during this, and it's going to help you more than us just talking about some random thing that we think is going to
Right.
Yeah.
help. Right.
And it's like it's really funny. My wife and I were talking about this last night, actually. So like, I've had clients. I actually had one just recently. This is like a real example right here. So I had a client who was training with me a while back. We were doing stuff. He wanted to put on some muscle and all that. And I was like, yeah, you got to eat more. Like he was telling me what he was eating. We're way off base as far as like what his goals were, And he's like, yeah, whatever. Like he knew it, but like it wasn't clicking, right? Well, he just recently ended up listening to a podcast that basically told him a lot of the same things that I was telling him before. But this made it click for him. He's like, I'm in now. Like this next 6 weeks, I'm fully dedicated. It was the thing that made it click. So like what we do in person, sometimes people aren't ready to like just get what we're trying to communicate to them, right? But like you might watch this episode like you might be sitting at home like wondering like how do you start, when do you start, like you might feel like you're at like that bottom point, you know what I'm saying? And like you might not be able to make it to the gym and work out and shit like that. Like, so hopefully what we're communicating to you guys is clicking a little bit and motivating you to get things going, started, and if you're already started, to keep going, to keep getting better and all that stuff. Yeah.
And I mean it's a process. I mean
It is.
we can even relate it back to this podcast. We were kind of trying to do podcasts, few months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and we would start one, and then it would just be nothing.
It'd be 6 weeks.
Do
We
another
talk
one.
about doing another one, like, oh yeah, we got to do another one. We got to do another one, but like
And
never actually doing
Kind
it.
of like
Right.
Fitness goals or nutritional goals, all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So we're kind of in this process with you, of
Life
doing
goals.
doing these podcasts, and just take the journey with us as we go, and
Mm-hmm.
use this as like your ship to like gain more knowledge on that journey,
Mhm.
right? So
What I'd hope to do is, like, my goal in all this, I've spent, I don't know, 20 years now, like, compiling all kinds of information. That's why
Mhm.
there's so much I've forgotten already. But my goal is basically help you cut through the bullshit
Yes.
with the fitness industry. Because there's a lot
There's
of bro
so
science,
much.
and there's a lot of legitimate science,
Mhm.
and there's a fine line of where you need to follow that and what actually works. And
most people
This
don't
one-
have the time to sift through all that
so
stuff.
my
you know?
goal is for you to ask me if you have any of those hard questions or just stuff you're like, hey, I heard this.
Mhm.
I'm usually, I mean, you guys know me. I'll cut straight through to, no, that's not going to work. Yes, that's
Right.
going to work. And I'll help you as long as why it isn't. But there's just so much shit.
Mhm.
I mean, there's so many supplements. There's so many workout programs. There's so many fucking Instagram, what are they, influencers or whatever. They just put out
Yeah.
so much shit, and you just gotta. I mean, there's so much of just. Not all of that is real.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of fake shit out
Not
there.
all of it's relevant.
And
Right.
I think also is the ease of it makes it harder for people. So
Mhm.
people are always gravitated to probably doing the most. I would say, kind of the easiest thing that's available for them.
Path of least resistance.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got this company, supplement company, tells you that you do this product, you're gonna see the results of, and they had before and after pictures. Boom, just gonna work for you. Boom. So you try it, doesn't work. All right. So then you're off to the next thing, and it's next thing. And then one of the last things that you're gonna do is actually go to a qualified professional in this field.
Hey, I need help.
and then
Yeah.
finally get it dialed in. But that should probably be one of your first,
It's
choices.
a good starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and again, we've tried and failed, like everything. So
Over and over and over again.
So there's no need for you to do that too.
Oh yeah.
Let us just we've already failed for you. Just take the knowledge and run with it.
And honestly, I may not do the best thing right away, but I'm gonna work with you. I mean, each person. I mean, some people react differently to high reps, low reps, high carb, low carb. I mean, there's all kinds of different things. So that's
it's a
why
process
you have to,
of learning.
right. You have
what's
to be.
right.
You have to go in and find somebody that's not just gonna, hey, we're gonna put you on this. You need somebody that's gonna talk to you, figure things out, see what you're doing. I mean, it's a whole lifestyle change, and there's things that affect your fitness outside too. So if I know nothing about your outside life, it's harder for me. The
It
more
is.
I know
It's
about
impossible.
you, right? The
Yeah.
more I can say, okay, well, you like to do this. Okay, your hobbies. I try to base a lot of stuff around the hobbies and things people like to do, because then they'll like to work out. Because it's
Or
a
their-
lifestyle change,
their
not a
job.
3-month. Going to fucking Mexico. I want abs. Like, okay, what are you eating? It's like, I mean, it's just that. It's not gonna work.
And what they're doing all day like affects like what they need. You know what I mean? So like if they have a job where they're like a desk job, they're sitting like I am right now, all rounded over and stuff, all day, like they're gonna need exercises that open themselves, that
Right.
open things up and get that extension in. But like
And on top of that, be patient with the trainer. Like, you're not gonna come in and do Instagram, Facebook workouts. Like I said, just told somebody that shit's for Instagram. You're gonna do
Right.
some basic little things where you're looking at me going, well, what the hell is this? Well,
it should
I'm gonna
almost be
correct
kind of too
posture
easy at
and-
first.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so that, you don't have to go to the gym every time and walk out of there like you just got your ass kicked.
Right.
That's just not, not something the average person needs to do. So get that through your head real
There's a
quick.
time and a place for that.
Yeah.
That's what, it kind of goes with everything in life. Even if you're working with, let's say like somebody that's helping you with your body. So like if you're doing like a massage or something like that, I mean, you don't expect to just go there and like be completely fixed, like
boom, magic,
just like that.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. So it's just the same thing. Let the person who's going to help you get to know you, and you're going to see once that ball starts rolling and they get to know you more, then everything's going to start to click a whole lot better.
It's like hiring an accountant to work out your finances, but you got a bank account on the side you're not telling them about.
Yeah. And by all means, if you don't get along with your trainer, find a different trainer. I mean, I don't want someone that keeps coming to me and that doesn't like me or that doesn't work well with me. And I won't feel bad if, you know, if they want to move on. But you need to find somebody you get along with and you can deal with, because otherwise you'll never open up like that.
3 hours a week sometimes. Like,
right.
It's more than I see my mom, man.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, get along with them. And it might not
you
always
train your mom, so it's perfect for you.
Gosh, it was
I can't train my mom.
It was a hard
I can't either.
hard thing, but you know, once you kind of figure out how to do it, you can get it done. But
it seems to work pretty well. Like,
yeah.
You know, I got my own thing going on over on the other side of the gym, but I mean, I don't see any blow-ups or anything.
No. We keep it pretty calm.
Keep it cool. But yeah, so that's why we don't have anything to talk about sometimes. We're just talking from the heart here, pretty much. Like,
yeah.
And like, we're not trying to sell you anything with this. Like,
wait, what?
Yeah.
Watch out for that guy. This no, but I mean, really, like, I mean.
And I thought we were.
I guess in a way, like, we're the products. Maybe, you know, we're trying to sell our training system and all that.
Yeah.
But like, hopefully we're giving you stuff that gives you value outside of that. Like, you don't have to come in and train with us to get value out of watching this, basically.
I mean, we all need money, but that's the last thing I'm thinking about when I meet with somebody who trains.
Right.
You know, it's like I don't want to think about that shit. That shit's left to where they're not around. I can deal with that shit later. My goal is to help the person out as much as I can. I mean, that's my main goal. But I got to make money. I mean, it's what I do for a living. So
that's a struggle. Like, we're not a big company. Like, we're not. I'm not even going to say the name of the other gym in town that is a big company, but like, so in a way, like, we're creating our own rules as we go. Like, so if somebody, you know, if somebody comes to us and wants to, like, negotiate things, right? Like, in the past, I've always been very, like, open to it. You know what I mean? But, like, what I'm finding is, like, that's not a very good business choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, always negotiating time for money and all that stuff. So, like, we could get a lot of stuff out here for free. Like, you don't have to pay money to pick our brain. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I don't know where I'm going with this exactly, but thinking out loud.
Well, so for us, like, the amount of people who are actually fit and active, it pales in comparison to the people who aren't even, you know, doing some sort of fitness or So, I mean, money is honestly like one of the last things that we really need to focus on. But it is like, I want to help that 80% instead of the 20% of like being able to get them to start doing something. Anything. So, you know, giving out, you know, free knowledge that is already available out there, but if we can condense it and make it easy for you guys to understand it, and it might spark you to do something. I mean, that's where, you know, kind of why I think we're doing this.
Yeah, that's why I like this, because it's like, I mean, we can get on here, you can ask all kinds of questions. I don't have any fucking secret workout or anything. Like, I'll tell you everything. I don't hide shit from my clients.
We're not reinventing the wheel here.
Right.
So, but we do, like I said, we've failed a lot. Like, we've tried things, didn't like them, and for some reason, so we can go off of our own experiences, our clients' experiences, and stuff like that. So our knowledge is definitely a little more dense than what, you know, just
average person
you know,
is. So. And that's the thing, like, we've invested so much time Like that's one resource that not a lot of people have. You know, they got to go to their job, then they get home from their job, and they got to take care of their kids, and like we've all like created our lifestyle around learning about this stuff. Like we made it happen, and that's why we are where we are. Not, you know, like we've spent so much time learning the wrong shit, you know, reading bad information, and like we're trying to save you guys that trouble, because, you know, chances are if you've put as much time into it as we have, it's probably going to be your career. Like,
well, and I,
you know,
like I can't not get invested with my clients. Like, I have a hard time shutting off my brain when I'm out and about. If I see something, I start thinking of a client. I'm like, oh, you know, I mean, it's nonstop for me. So, you know, people forget that, like, you may be in here 30 minutes or an hour with me, but I'm thinking about you, or like trying to figure something out, or what, like multiple hours out of days, and and my damn brain's so crazy and bouncing around that, you know, it's not just that little bit of time you're in with me. You know, I have to think about you know, what you did, or, you know, sometimes something doesn't work, or, you know, so I'm going through the rest of the week, I'll be thinking about it, and I'm going through like the same kind of workout, trying to like, why didn't it work for them, or, you know, so I think people just forget, like, it's not just that little bit of time they're in. We don't,
so much more,
you know, or, you know, what I get most of the time is, well, I can't, you know, you're too expensive. I'm like, you know, not really if you look at it, but then you gotta realize too, I don't work an 8 to 5 job. I don't get paid unless I'm training someone. So it's not like I make $40 an hour, 8 hours out of a day. You know, I can't train 8 people in a day. I mean, that's just...
be emotionally and mentally and
I'll have 6 to 7, and I'm like fried. And then I feel bad because it gets into my personal life. I can't talk to my fiance because I'm by the time I get asked something, I'm trying to catch my breath, and I just like, I just gotta go to bed.
You're giving so much during those sessions, like sometimes you don't have anything left at the end. At the end of the day, for your family.
Because not only are we training, we're also we're listening, and, you know, I wouldn't say counseling, but like we are
sometimes
sitting there like, not professionally counseling.
No, we're not qualified.
We're not. But
we're taking on those people's stresses. Like we're hopefully absorbing some of them so that they walk out of the door better. And like, there's a price to pay for that, for sure. And it also, like, I get charged up too. Like, I could be having a really bad day, and then I come in and train a couple clients in a row, and I'm charged up and I'm feeling good, and I got their energy. So it's like, it goes both ways. Like, you know, we give a lot, but we get a lot from it. And it's very, like, fulfilling. Like,
oh, there's nothing, like, dude, I mean, you guys know, year 5 for me, I haven't had a damn paycheck in like 4 years. I do odd jobs for extra money. I do shit. I couldn't do that shit if I didn't, you know, love what I do. And like, I mean, I had the one kid in the state football championship, the roller derby girls out in California. I had that weekend. I was just like on a high watching them. You know what I mean? It was just like, and not because of me, just to see them, they put in all that hard work, and
you've seen what got them there.
It was just, I was like so pumped up, just like, oh man, oh yeah. I mean, if I didn't have that, I couldn't work 60 hours a week and be in here vacuuming, cleaning toilets, all the bullshit I do all week long. There's no way I could do that if I didn't, like, get into that where I mean, I get invested to my clients. They become like friends of mine, and you know, so
extended family.
And like I said, I talk to my clients more than my friends. You know, I have the same group of friends since I was 12, and I'm seeing my clients 2-3 times a week. You know, I know more about them, they know more about me. You know, so I think that's where I get back to that rapport. You have to have good rapport with clients. Like when you do a sit down with someone, I do a free one because, you know, as much as they think they're interviewing me, I'm interviewing them to see, you know, because I know how I am, and I'm not going to change the way I am. And if I don't see the fits very good, I mean, I'll tell them, and I won't be like, oh, you know, but I'm just like, you know, it's probably not going to work, this and that, with, you know,
what you want isn't what I offer.
But with what we have in here, I can, you know, if I'm like, shit, this person would be perfect for Travis or Dennis, you know, that's the way I kind of try to set it up for people that get a hold of me for training too. I'm not just going to take somebody because I need money or that hour filled up. because it's
And that's
not
not going
worth
to be
my time to.
It's
mess
not going to
with
be
that.
worth their time either.
Right,
You know,
right.
it's going to be
It's a
you're going to go through a
lose-lose.
month or two, and then it's going to be like just a big thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're going to build up a resentment towards it. Then that might fuck up their training. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, for time to come.
Just because the personalities don't fit together.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
And then they'll have a stereotype of all trainers, like
Right.
trainers suck, they're
Yeah.
expensive,
Yeah.
they don't do anything.
Nothing but a
and
bunch
Yeah.
of
It's
assholes. Some of us are pretty nice.
I would say
Yeah.
a couple.
I remember when the news came here to interview us one time, Nick was talking. He's all, we're not going to yell at you. We're pretty nice. It was kind of funny. I
Unless
just
you do
thought of that
something,
when I
might
said
yell
that.
at you.
Yeah.
Hit you with a stick.
I've only broken a few bones, so my clients.
That's
That's
it.
such a fluke one though. And
Yeah.
I tell you what though, you'd been in here maybe a month training.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So I didn't even really know Travis all that well yet. But that's a day I was like, sweet, he's legit. Like, I went over to him and asked him, because I was like, dude, what? You look like you're having a bad day. Because he was just sitting there staring at the ground. Like, I could tell. I was like, didn't know him very well, but I was like, you look like you're having a bad day. And that's when he's like, dude, I had a client that was doing a warm-up and broke his ankle today. And I mean, just with how distraught he was,
Right.
I was like, holy shit, this guy actually has empathy for his clients. I was like, I made the right choice in letting him come in here and
Yep.
train. Because, I mean, that's what I want. Is I don't want somebody... He could have easily been like, fucker broke his ankle. Fuck, I better get somebody to fill that spot.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? I've heard that. I've had people cut, shit like that. It's
Yeah.
like, that's when I was like, oh, good. That's like a month in. I'm like,
Right.
right there, Gabe. I was like, all right, cool. He's legit. Because that's what I want more than anything is I want my trainers in here to actually have empathy and
Give a
want to
shit.
help their clients, not
Yeah.
just, I had people coming in and interviewing about bragging and shit about ripping people off. And I wanted to look at, you want to get yelled at. That's like, basically, you can fucking leave.
Right.
It's like, I don't want that in here. That's not, like,
That's a bad
you're
vibe
in the
right
wrong,
there.
like, you're not going to make it in this industry either. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like,
yeah,
you shouldn't
it's-
be pumped about ripping someone off or coming up a way to do the least amount of work to help your client. I don't
Right.
want to hear that.
Right. I think, none of us are in this to, like, get rich quick or anything. Like, it's...
Well, I would love to be in it to get rich.
I mean, nobody would argue with getting rich
Right.
quick.
But we know the reality.
We know the
That's
reality,
not
I have people come, man, I wish I had your job. I'm like, fuck, I don't think you know what I do for a living. It's like, it is not
I think we're
that's-
pretty lucky.
Oh, yeah.
I think, like, I definitely, like, I've had just, like, regular jobs for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I made a
Not
lot
good.
more money
Like,
in regular jobs.
My
than I
fucking soul is just dead when I'm doing that stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I worked in a magazine factory for 10 years. Like, 12-hour shifts. That was my life. Holy shit, that's depressing. It's like, there's people that have to do that. Like, there's people that don't have this option.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, and a lot of jobs you don't feel like or get the same reward that we do. 'Cause again,
Right.
like when we have a client that wins the state football championship, does something like that. That's pretty rewarding,
Yeah.
Or even just the small goals where it's like they did something that they didn't think that they could do before. Is again cool.
Yeah.
Where
And we get to see that on a regular basis.
Other
Yeah.
jobs, like when I was doing concrete, it's like. I guess people get to drive on that.
Yeah.
That's firm.
Right.
That's nice.
They're like most jobs, people will gauge the level of success of their job by how much money they make, or how good their bonuses are, or how much vacation they get. But like, ours is the complete other side of the spectrum. Like, we actually get something out of it. Like, we don't get a big monetary. We won't get paid vacations. Like, if we're not in here training, we're not getting paid.
Yeah.
But like, the reward is so much better than.
Oh, like the last thing I had, as I was getting certified and all that, I was selling cars. I made a shit ton of money selling cars. But that's when I found out that like money doesn't motivate me. They'd be,
Right.
if you get this one, or you hit this, I'm like, fuck. I like money, but it just, I've always said this too. I wish money motivated me, but it just doesn't. Like, I don't know why. It just, I would love Lamborghinis, all kinds of shit. I'd love to be rich, but like money just does not motivate me. Unless I'm like being bet. Or like if there's some kind of competition in it. But like just to be like, hey, if you hit this, you get this much money. that doesn't do shit for me.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
If it's a physical challenge, then money is very motivating to you. But like, for what you choose to like really
Right. Yeah.
how you live your life.
And really, it's just
Right.
I'm just super competitive, so I want someone to throw money down, so they just don't realize how psycho I am about competing.
Well, that's where like that 10-lap challenge.
Right.
That's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll go through it.
Yeah.
Still feeling that one.
Yeah.
He still has clients doing it by choice,
Yeah.
choosing to do it.
Yeah.
75? 75-year-old clients even.
It's awesome.
My dad does it all the time now too. He's been
Really?
doing that push-up row one too. He fucking loves that.
Yeah, you got like 10 something on there.
But it's because his stupid ass can do like 50 push-ups in a row. Not
and
even
he
phase him.
rows all the time too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. I don't know anything else. Shit, we just kind of started rambling there
Yeah.
about how lucky we are.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You won't find happier broke people in your life.
Totally. Totally. True that.
So yeah. But yeah, you know, if you have any questions about like again, if we can help you through this holiday season of like staying on track, creating some habits, you know, hit us up. Drop your questions, comments, everything like that.
You can even just swing in. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, if one of us is sitting around, we're usually more than happy to bullshit if we don't have anything going on.
Definitely. Yep.
Don't let the red skull scare you. I don't bite.
Hard.
None of them are sharp.
We were just talking about that before we actually started recording.
About how humans are pussies.
We totally didn't even touch on that
Yeah,
topic
I know.
either.
But yeah,
I think we can save that for another day. We got an hour in here.
Yeah.
Travis, where can they find you?
Instagram, just Travis Klinghagen,
Bam.
best place.
Ryder 311.
Dennis.Timmerman. I got a podcast with my wife, House of Timmerman podcast. Starting a vlog. I got one video posted. It's just kind of
Have to check that out.
me rambling a little bit.
Hey,
It's
we
just
had a-
under my name, Dennis Timmerman.
We had a lot of
YouTube.
people sign in on the live too.
Cool.
And not one of you guys had a question. You could at least call me an asshole.
Real bacon, Tanner.
Like some emojis or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think Nick likes chicken bacon. That's what he chooses.
Chicken butts.
Chicken butts.
But
Do chickens have butts? We want to know.
I don't know.
Um,
Can they twerk?
Chicken twerk?
Chicken twerking?
I don't know how their legs bend.
I don't know,
They
I'm
gotta
trying-
get a
If you
good
can
knee
twerk,
bend.
you have a butt.
Dude, I have a butt and I can't twerk.
You ever tried?
Yeah. I don't have the rhythm.
Just do butt ups really fast.
Yeah, that's about it, yeah. Make it clap.
I have.
Make it clap.
Okay. All
All
right.
right, we better sign out on that note. We're getting that squirrel thing going on
Yeah.
here. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Please
Peace.
like and subscribe and all that stuff.
I have.
Oh, my fucking thing recorded this whole time.
Before you say something.